are pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Nick Saban. Nick having the day off in a manner of speaking. I know he still does plenty of work. That's the ultimate sign of respect, a greeting from a rival school in the SEC. Nick, I want to ask you, you're playing a lot of young guys on defense. You come to an off week like this. What can they improve on in an off week that's maybe tougher to improve on when you have a game coming up on Saturday?
Well, but I think when you're coaching young players, it's a lot like teaching an AP course, an advanced placement course in high school for gifted kids. It's very challenging. It's hard to get an A, but they're going to have a lot of challenges in the future. So you do the best to prepare them from a knowledge and experience standpoint. Because this is hard to coach. They have to go through it. They have to go through the process, make some mistakes, do some things right. You reinforce the positives, correct the negatives, and hopefully they improve with this knowledge and experience.
Coach, what has been your message to your team concerning all the injuries you've had this year? What happened?
Well, it's just you got to have the philosophy that it's the next guy up. It's unfortunate that we're in a situation where we had some really, really good players from their standpoint not be able to participate this year, but it's created opportunities for other players, and as coaches and as other players, we look to support those players in a positive way so that we can get them to play winning football and give us the best chance to be successful in the future.
Coach, I know continuity is a big thing for you, not just with the players, but especially the staff. A couple years ago, you lost 5 or 6 guys that moved on. This past year, 7 with a couple new coordinators on both sides of the ball. Halfway through, at a bye week, when you look and assess how things are going on the sideline, the execution of the game, how have things gone with so many new faces so far?
Well, it's been good. I like the coaches that we have. They all buy in. They do a great job with their relationships with players, which I think is one of the most important things that assistant coaches have to have. They're knowledgeable. They've worked hard. We've just had some unfortunate circumstances with some experienced players that has challenged all of us, you know, to get these guys the resiliency that they need to be able to, you know, adjust when things go poorly, and when things go well, be able to bounce back. You know, resiliency is all about getting back to normal when something good or bad happens, and young guys have a harder time doing that. That comes with maturity, and our staff has really worked hard to help our players do that.
Hey, Coach, your quarterback, Tua, is playing at a very high level. RD just said he's the best passer in college football. Tell me the difference that you noticed from him from this time last year to now how he's performing on the field this season.
Well, I think he was an outstanding performer a year ago. But I do think one of the things that, you know, Sark has done is Tua probably has a better understanding not just of what we do on offense and what's expected of him, but I think he has a much better understanding of what the other team is doing on defense. I think he understands the coverages better, which makes him be able to make quicker decisions. He's always been a very instinctive guy, but I think his reaction to what the other team's doing is better this year than it was a year ago.
Coach, a serious question for all the fans. When was the last time you got in that pool?
You know, we lived here for, this is 13 years. So I never got in this pool for 10 years, the first 10 years that we lived here. But now we have a granddaughter, and I'm in the pool all the time. Hey. I was in the pool last Sunday, actually, because Amelie was here, so I'm right in there with her, and we're doing cannonballs and can openers and all the things that you do when you're a kid.
And it won't be long before Nick has her out on that lake over the Exactly. Hey, Nick, thanks for being with us. So best of luck. Got Texas A&M coming up next week. Nick Saban joining us from the #1 team in the country. Alabama back on top of the polls. Hey, thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more scores, highlights, and analysis, you can download the ESPN app. You've got the ESPN app, right?
Honestly, on Saturdays for college football fans, if you don't have the ESPN app, that's the lifeline for every college football fan. So you have to have that. The live streaming now, ESPN Plus, to me, it's the only way to go.
ESPN Plus was key for me recently. Got to get ESPN Plus. Arkansas State, Troy, down to the wire.
Loving it.
Superdog winner. Thanks to ESPN Plus.